everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button down below. Also, if you check the description, you will see a Patreon link. If you click it, you can become a Patreon supporter, and you could recommend movies and music for me to review. Now, today we are at it again with a 2021 movie. Yeah, there's still those movies coming out this year. So it's surprising. Yeah, I know. But yes, we are at it with a 2021 movie by the name of PSycho Goreman, aka PG. What up, homie? Anyway, to the point. This is a movie that's exclusive to Shudder or exclusively created or made by Shudder, right? And it's basically a horror comedy. Now, low key, like I said, I remember seeing the trailer to this and I kind of wrote it off because just sometimes I'm in the seasons with things. So sometimes certain things I'm just not in the mood for. And maybe when I watched the trailer the first time, I just wasn't in the mood for it. But also watching the trailer for Uncle Peckerhead and then going back and rewatching this, I was like, yo, this movie looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It looks like it's going to be freaking hilarious, right? So this is what we in for. So PSycho Goreman is a pretty simple story. It's these two dorky kids. There's one little sister who thinks she a bully with her little weenie brother who she calls him a weenie dude, little weenie brother, and basically she punks him all the time. They end up discovering a buried casket looking thing with a freaking gym in the middle. And she takes the gym, and all of a sudden it obviously releases PSycho Goreman from his slumber, even though his name is the Duke of Nightmares or something. Anyway, so she finds out that as long as she possesses a crystal or the gem or whatever, that he has to do whatever the hell she wants. So obviously, as a kid would do, she uses it for all kinds of mischief. She's rolling around town. She having him use his powers against people and all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, the movie, honestly, like I said, it's a horror comedy. It's supposed to be just stupid, silly fun, which it is completely through. The little girl that plays Mimi, which is Josie Hannah, Nina Hannah. I'm gonna just call her Nina Hannah. Anyway, her character is so over the top and goofy, and it really comes off like a gag character. And you want, honestly, if you're not in a horror movie or the horror comedy genre, and if you don't really understand where this movie is going, her character will annoy the shit out of you, right? But you just need to understand that that's just supposed to be how her character is. Her character just is really, really just over the top, crazy, dumb, stupid, wannabe tough girl, right? And it just comes off like it's really just all right, you look like you're trying too hard. But it's just, the movie's just trying to have fun. And you can't really take it that serious. If you approach this movie and you're expecting a serious ass movie, you're going to be highly disappointed. It's just a horror comedy. It's a lot of fun. You have to just sit back and enjoy, right? If you try to go into this with too much seriousness, you're going to fucking just lose it and you're not going to have fun. Her brother is Luke. The small cast in this movie does a really good job. What it is off top, the special effects are freaking amazing. I feel like there's some stop motion in there. I'm pretty sure there's some freaking stop motion in there, which surprised the hell out of me. This show is literally like a homage to freaking Power Rangers, VR Troopers, Beetleborgs, Ultraman, all of that cool stuff that we used to have in the 90s and the 80s and stuff. And it's a homage to that. Some of the characters in there, you swear it was a villain in Power Rangers, or you swear he was a villain in VR Troopers or Beetleborgs, So when I watched it, it was literally like rewatching a freaking episode of my childhood. It was so much fun. My wife pointed out something that this movie reminded her of the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. And I swear she hit it right on the money with that. I promise you she hit it on the money with that. If you guys love the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, I guarantee you're going to like this movie. This movie is just like that. And honestly, she pointed out some things where I was like, okay, I can see it. She said that it kind of bit like episodes of Billy and Mandy, not fully, but partially. The whole idea, they made a band, or the idea that, okay, the tournament will determine who gets to keep them, and different things like that. But and honestly, the mom's reaction to how PSycho Goreman was, she explained it, and she was just telling me about the different things about Billy and Mandy, and I was just like, okay, I could definitely see where you're going with this, right? So if you like Billy and Mandy, I guarantee you're gonna like the show. It's like Billy and Mandy meets Power Rangers or VR Troopers or Beetleborgs. This movie is so much fun. The only problem that I had with it, like I said, low key, yeah, I watch a lot of serious movies, and the little girl kind of did bug me a little bit, but like I said, I had to keep putting myself in my mindset, like, you know what? There's a purpose to this. But there's just one scene in the movie that was kind of like low-key, just unnecessary. The scene where she was like, there's a scene that she's going to go like in a room and she's going to be praying, right? And I don't know, that scene kind of just went kind of like over the top, and I just kind of felt like it was unnecessary, and not specifically for like the purpose of it could come off a certain way to some people, which it definitely will. It could rub some people the wrong way. In which it does, but it's just like, even from a film perspective, it just seems so kind of like unnecessary, and it just was there for like no reason. It might have just been there for shock value, I guess, but it came off as really like kind of like, that was kind of unnecessary. You could have left that out, right? Like, you're trying too hard, and like, you don't want a film like this to feel like it's trying too hard. It flowed well. It was fun to watch. It had dope effects. Like, yo, the freaking special effects were tight. Every scene where my boy PG was eating somebody or using like, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, any of the scenes with him in it where he was doing his thing, usually it came with some pretty dope effects, right? The cop scene, the eating scene, like all of those cool little things, like, this is dope. It was like a homage to the 80s, right? So if you love the 80s, you love shit like Power Rangers, VR Troopers, Beetleborgs, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, shit like that, dude, you are definitely going to enjoy PSycho Goreman. Like, I promise you. And if I have to give it a grade, which I'm going to give it a grade, either you're going to be bodied and get thrown in a river somewhere, or I'm going to be sparing you. What do you think that I'm going to do? I've been big up in this movie from the beginning, so you already know my boy PG has been spared.
He ain't earned the death. He ain't earned the death at my hands. God's only man, spared by the butcher.
Even though he doesn't need nobody to spare him, because this man is going to come in and he's going to wreak havoc and torture people and make you basically roll your eyes to the back of your head until your brain pops. But I digress. Yo, this, like I said, man, if you learn into practical effects, stop animation, 80s costumes, stupid storylines, and things like that, the movie is a lot of fun, and I would recommend watching it today, right now. I would purchase it. Matter of fact, I purchased it. I didn't even rent this shit. I went and straight bought the straight digital copy off of Amazon off top. I was going to buy a physical copy, but I'm like, yo, like, you see this big ass thing back behind me, like all them damn Blu-rays and DVDs and shit. I'm gonna have to start getting rid of some of them. I need to go ahead and do this the digital program. But anyway, that's my review. I think it was dope. I think if you love the 80s, you're going to have a lot of fun with this movie. And I think you should go ahead and watch it right now, because if not, PSycho Goreman going to come tear that ass up. Freaking. What did he say? Freaking. They kept saying freaking. It was funny. But anyway, that's my review. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the video. And until next time, adios. You are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Get your ass out of here.